I didn't have a second. The shir starts too early on Shabbos. We have to push it. Next week it's going to be later. All right, so we're going to go straight to the graphics. This is what I did after Shabbos in the 30 minutes that I had. So we're going to start off with the mace, mashkim. Things I know. I don't know why. We have to talk about this. He's mace. That's why he's a mace. Part of his head. Mashkim. What's mashkim? His teardrops. His urine, if it's a woman, milk, blood, and we're going to stick with this, blood is tamei. That's it. Everything else is tar. What's aim is somebody that's tamei went to the mikvah, but he has to wait until the hair of shemesh. So until he goes to the mikvah, what halacha does he have? He's very zav that has mashkim come out of him. Now, not all mashkim. We got to be careful. We're going to learn soon. There's 5 mashkim that are av hatuma. They're terribly tamei. But the mashke of, let's say, the tears of a zav and the meraglayim of a sheretz, you find puchis, says Rashi, meraglayim. So that is a rishon l'tumah. That becomes a rishon. And now we're going to see all this. It's so simple over here. The wording is a little bit confusing in the Gemara.
The Zav also is a Rishon.
Zav is also Rishon, yeah. Zav is a Rishon, Asher is a Rishon. Tfil Yoim, his mashkim, his tears, his meraglayim, his spit is all tahar. A Zav, if he spits at somebody, that somebody becomes tamei because his spit is avatuma. As we're going to see soon, and then I made another chart, Motzei Shabbos, also for that. Shtikl Shvach also. Let's get inside. It's not awesome. Daf Peizayin the base on the bottom, 5 lines from the bottom. Now, just to point out, Tosfos says here, every time it says Tnan Hasam, there's a Mishnah over there. It says Tosfos, this is one of the only times that Tnan means a Braisa. It's very rare to find Tnan as a Braisa. I just thought you would be interested to know that. Kol Mashke HaMeis Tahorim Chutz Midomoi. So you look at this chart over here, a mace, sideways, head chopped off. His liquids are tahar. Chutz midamai, besides his blood, because that's a pasuk in the Torah, that it's the nefesh, and memela it's tamei. B'chol mari admu mishaboy mitamim boil. And remember, the other day we had the blood. When it becomes congealed, it separates, and you have a liquidy serum. Thank you. I said serum. Serum. The serum of the blood is looks like water. It's a little bit yellowy, but it's clear. If it looks like blood and it comes out of the mace, then it's metame ba'oil. A revis of it is metame ba'oil. Ask the Gemara Kasha, umashke ha-meis tahorim. You tell me everything that comes out of a dead person is tar. Vireminu. And the Gemara is going to end up, yes, everything is tamei. But for the kasha of the Gemara goes through something interesting, takes us through a little bit of a trip, 10 lines only, of Tful Yoim and Tumah. It says, Mashke Tful Yoim, these liquids, the tears, the meraglayim, whatever you want to call it, all these mashkim that come out of a Tful Yoim. Again, what's a Tful Yoim? A person who's tamei went to the mikveh already, but he has to wait for the sun to set. So from the time he goes to the mikveh till the sun set, he's very tar for a lot of things. If he touches Chullin, it's tar, but if he touches Truma, then it's pasul. So this Tful Yoim, all his mashkim that come out of him are tar. Why? Look how the Gemara says it. Kim mashkim shenegevem. They are as if he touched it, and if he touches something, or if it came out of his body, they are tahar. Just like you see over here. No, not a kasha yet. Because we're not talking about a mace, we're talking about a Tful Yoim. We want to prove that a mace is mashkim or tamei. Now we just said something about a Tful Yoim. Tful Yoim here in this chart, Tful Yoim, all is mashkim tahorim. Fine. Next step. Here comes the kasha. Ushar kol atmeim. But everybody else that's tamei, not a Tful Yoim. Tful Yoim is a shvach ha'maisa. He's not mamish tamei. But everybody else, ben kalin, ben chamurin. Right here is the question. What does kal and chomer mean to you when you think about it? What's kal and what's chomer? What's the most chomer dika tumah that you could think about? A mace. So l'chayra, what it says here in the Bryce is bein kalin, let's say a sheretz. And ben chamurim and a mace, what does it say? Mashkin hayotzim mehem kim mashkin hanugei behem. Whatever they touch, whatever they comes out of them, and what does that mean? They are all rishon. So why are you telling me that mashkin that comes out of a mace is tahor completely? It's a rishon. What does a rishon mean? That if it touches something else, that something else becomes a sheni. And if that sheni touches something else, shlishi v'chulu. Wow, that was a relief. I heard him talking. I'm dead. I said something wrong. He's on Baruch Hashem. Menachem talks, it's dangerous. Yeah. Chutz min ha-mashke shu avatuma. Okay, but right now, forget about chutz. We have a kasha. It says that the mashke, liquids that come out of a dead person, are tamei. And you just told me the mashke. Okay, chutz. Now we're just going to continue to finish this up. Chutz min ha-mashke shu avatuma. So stop right there. So I made this little thing. It's not very pretty. This is a Matzah Shabbos chart. Whoa, it's really ugly. Okay, mashkim avatuma. There are 5 mashkim, Rabbi Yisai, that have a tremendous tumah to them. They're avatuma, they're the highest madrega of tumah almost. Besides aviyavay's tumah. What are they? The spit of a zav. Because that's what the Torah talks about. The Torah talks about spit. And we take the other 4 and say it's like spit. What's spit? Spit accumulates in his mouth, and then he spits it out. So anything that accumulates and congregates in one place, that becomes tomei avatuma. What else? Miraglaim. Yeah? What's the word in English?
Urine.
No, not, yeah, I know urine. Miraglaim. I'm talking about it collects. Thank you very much. It collects in one place. That's the word I was looking for. It collects in one place like the zav, like the roik. So the miraglaim of a zav, and the ziva of a zav, which is some sort of emission, and then you come to what?
Dam wouldn't be because it's not collecting one.
Correct, but there is dam. There is a dam that Rashi brings. This dam of a bruise. But no, he says fakir. Dam of a bruise is not, and maybe dam of the rest of the body yes. Maybe dam. I don't know why it's not. Dam neither yes. Because that collects. And shichva zera of all human beings. Nothing to do with the zav. Shichva zera has the worst tumah in the world. It's avatuma. Says the Brayse of Aida, but that's a side point. Not negate our sugya. Says the Brayse. Now stop right here. We're going to go back. My kalin or my chamurim. What does the Brayse mean by chamur? My love kalin sheretz v'zav. You have the lesser tamei guys, the sheretz. The chamurim is what everybody thought is mace, and it says mefurish that it's metama berish kalin sheretz. You didn't read the brisa right. When I mean kal, I mean a sheretz. When I mean chamor, I mean a zav. Why is zav more chamor than a sheretz? Because when a zav, as Rashi sits on something, he's metamed without touching it. By his body weight underneath, a couple layers lower. It's tamei. He has a very strong tumah to him, so he's called a chamer. Okay, so then it will come out that the mashkim of a mace are less chamer than a mashkim of a zav. What's the pshat? Maishna is the zav, the gozer b'rabbanon, or maishna mace, the gozer b'rabbanon. Zav, the loybedili in shimine gozer b'rabbanon. People don't know that he's a zav, so we got to make a special chumrah. Mace, the b'dili in shimine gozer b'rabbanon. People know that this thing is a dead person, he's missing half his head, so they stay away from him. So Mela, there's no point to make a gzeira on his mashkim.
Why did we bring this whole brisa?
This whole brisa was to tell us that nan hasam, that a mace. We were talking about blood with the tzlulis hadam yesterday, the white on the blood, and now we're talking about that if a dead person, his blood is tamei, including the tzlulis hadam, if it looks like blood, and then we said, wait a minute, and nothing else is tamei of a mace. So lemaisa, bottom line is, a dead person's blood is metama, a dead person's mashkim are not metama. That we stay with that.
So that's even meraglaim?
Yeah, dead people have meraglaim all the time, right? After they die, like the meraglaim. But Tosfos asks a very interesting question. You bring it up. A dead person, as the meraglaim come out of him, they touch him. When they're in a body, the body itself cannot be metama inside of it, right? That we learned. Say so, whatever the lashon was over there. Beis Hastarim. So as the tumah comes out, then it should touch the body. So Tosfos says a very interesting thing. You have to say that the whole sugi is talking about that you put a shviferis in there. You put some sort of pipe, it never got to touch the body. Kids, it's a theoretical thing. Catheter, exactly. Very good.
It's not so theoretical. A lot of people, when they die, they do it.
Yeah, it's like, it's mamish. Okay, I got it. The question is, but theoretically it would mean that mei raglaim that normally come out of a mace are actually tumas mace. They become avatuma. The avia voice avatuma, but if it's through a catheter, then it's completely tar. Dam hanitos, it says in the Mishnah, dam hanitos v'shelasakin. So we saw one sheet in the Mishnah, now we're going to bring a second sheet up. Torah Bona. V'chiso melamid shedam hanitos v'shelasakin chayv l'chasis. So it teaches us that you have to cover everything. Chayv l'chasis. Omar Rabbi Yehuda in the Mishnah he says, a Mosai, and we said a Mosai is an explanation. Bizman, he's not mechulg on the Tanakama. He's explaining. Bizman shein sham dam elohu, aviyesham dam shalohu, padam l'chasis. When we learned it, I said, and that's why today, nowadays, we don't cover the blood of a knife. But that's, the Ramah says, I forgot what he says, but it's not so pashut. I think he says something about dam nefesh on the knife. The kids are, but okay. But we do paskin like Rabbi Yehuda. So Tanya Yidoch b'chiso melamed shekol domoy chayv l'chasis. This Tana comes along and says no, all blood, every single drop needs to be covered. Mikan omru damanitos, blood that sprays out. V'sha'al agapayim means the mokam hashchita. You open up the neck, so that blood over there you have to cover it on the neck. Omer Reb Shimon Gamliel b'medvar mamurim shleikiso damanefesh. Avakiso damanefesh potem l'chasis. So what do we have here? We have three shittas basically. We have Reb Shimon Gamliel that says the only thing you have to cover is dam nefesh, the initial blood that comes out. Then you have the Tanakama of this brisa that says all blood, and then you have our Mishnah that says some blood, all blood, dam nefesh blood. Those are the three shittas. But so where did these three shittas get their machlokes from? Rabban and Savri, Damai. All three are going to argue, what does the word dam mean? Does damai mean all blood? Or damai means some of the blood? Or damai means the blood, the main part of the blood, which is dam nefesh? Damai, Afidu Mik says damai. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, Savar damai, sorry I skipped something. Rabban and Savri, damai, kol damai. Rabbi Yehuda, Savar damai, Afidu Mik says damai. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, Savar damai, hami yuchad. So in the word damai that they're arguing, what does damai mean? Says the Mishnah, so how do you do kisi adam? Somebody said, but we do it with sawdust, right? We don't do it with what the Torah says be'afar, with earth. Yeah, that's what the article says. Earth doesn't talk about dirt b'chlal. Okay, so how come we do it with sawdust? Because this is what we're going to learn today. Mechasim bezevel hadak. You could cover the blood of a chaya and an oif with very thin waste, ubechoyak, and thin soil, earth, besid, ubecharsis, ubelevena. What are all these things? We're going to see all these things are they're things that you could grow plants in. You could plant something in it. It's like afar. Ubecharsis, ubelevena. You could take a stone, a brick, and if you could grind it down and something will grow in it, then you could do kisi adam. Not something thick, waste that's big pieces, and thick dirt. Of course, you can't take a bunch of bricks and throw it over the blood. It has to be thin. It has to be something that absorbs the blood. And don't say when the Torah says v'chiso that you cover it, so you take a pot and cover it, or you take a brick. No, it has to be something soft that absorbs. So here's the yisoid. It has to be something that you could grow, some sort of plant.
Is there any source to this?
Yeah, the Torah, be'afar. It has to be in the dirt. V'chiso be'afar. What is afar? So it has to be something similar to dirt. It can't be just anything. So now, as we're going to see, the Torah says v'chiso, one word, v'chiso is cover. Cover can mean two things. Either I cover it with a cover, it doesn't actually touch the blood, it just covers it. I put a pot over it, or I absorb it. I put something over that absorbs it like dirt. When the Torah says offer, so now the Torah limits the types of covering it. It can't be just a cover, it has to be something that absorbs. What does it mean? By me it says choshoy, kotchoy, whatever you want to call it. Kotchoy. Ktisha. If you don't have to, the guy that wrote this was a Litvak. The Svardi Bechla is like looking at koshoy. Ken. Okay. If you don't have to break it down, then you're good. And some people say it, and pay attention for a second. I want to see how you guys learned without cheating what the Pashup Pshat here is. The first thing he says is that it has to be so thin that you don't have to break it down anymore. And what's the second thing? And our Mishnah says, don't use big pieces of zevel. What does it mean? I would think it's the same thing. My benayu. What's the difference if you learn it on the first part of the Mishnah, on the second part of the Mishnah? It could be benayu, the tzarech, v'lei tzarech, where it's like this in between. You don't really have to. The mifrach iperucha. It could break apart by itself. So if you stop right here, so what would be the nafkamina? It would seem like, not like what Rashi says. Rashi says the opposite of what you would think. Again, the Mishnah says it has to be very thin dirt, earth, and then it says, and don't use l'chayra, it says, but if it's something that you have to break apart, even if it's mifrach v'lei parach, it should not be good. But Rashi says no, then it is good. That's part of thin. And if you go to thin, hold on, yeah, and then if it's thick, then if it breaks apart, it's not good because it's like it's thick.
No, because at the moment it's not broken apart. So you need, in order for it to be...
So you explain Rashi, you understand Rashi. Okay. But I'm saying, don't tell me that without Rashi you would have learned like that. No, because what I'm saying is, if the Gemara says if it's very thick, but if you could break it apart, what? Then it's not very thick. That's what it would seem like, the pashas. And if it's very thin, it's good, but if you break it apart, it's not very thin. It's a whole new category. Says Rashi, no. If you learn it on the first part of the Mishnah, it's very thin, but you could break it apart, then it's like thin. And if you put it on the second part of the Mishnah, that it has to be, that thick is no good, but if you can break it apart, it's also no good. It's like I'm saying it's a little bit off of what you typically would think. Torah Rabbanan, I don't want to confuse it. It's very simple. I just made it confusing for no reason. Torah Rabbanan v'chiso. The Torah says v'chiso, you should cover it. The Torah doesn't say what right there with that word. A second later it says ba'afar. But what does v'chiso mean? V'chiso yochel yichasenu ba'avanim. Maybe I can use stones, or yichba olav esakli, or just cover it without even touching the blood. Just it has a cover. You have to use dirt, earth. Okay, so now maybe it has. Now the Torah says offer, so maybe it means earth, and that's it, and nothing else. How do I not use waste, a completely different product? Take cotton. Oh, so this top word, this is what we use today. In all the places that I've seen, they take sawdust and they sprinkle it. Why? Because I guess it's a product you could plant stuff in it. I don't know. I've never seen anybody. Yeah, people plant in the soils. Okay.
You see things growing out of trees also.
It's also lighter.
I guess if something grows out of a tree, so it could grow out of the dust of a tree. That makes sense.
Fertilizer.
Yeah. Okay. Now Rashi over here says, so what if it says v'chiso? So Rashi says, since it should have said u'ba'afar yichasenu, but it doesn't say u'ba'afar yichasenu, it says yichasenu ba'afar. So memela, I learn from there that all these things also. Okay, so maybe it includes everything, even thicker things. if you break down metal into small pieces, flour and the peel, whatever you call it, of the wheat, the what? The shaft of the wheat, umurson, tamaloymar be'ofar. It has to be in dirt, in earth. Umari yisrael rabbis yisraelu. No, but at the end of the day, what's the bottom line? Here comes the bottom line. It has to be something like earth. Earth means you could grow plants in it. End of the story.
Tree is living things, therefore something else will grow from it.
No, but they're saying that sawdust, they know for a fact, sawdust also, and all these things.
From a living thing, sawdust.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm saying it's a living thing.
No, but what about lime? If you break down lime, it says here it's okay. There are other products that you could grow plants in that are not from living things. Metal wouldn't work. Now the Gemara just asks a simple question. Ema v'chiso klal offer prat, klal uprat, im b'klal u'mashav prat. Offer in, midachrin eloi. I know a lot of people, once they hear klal uprat, they go to sleep, but we're done with that sugya. It's a very simple thing. The Torah says v'chiso, cover. I don't care with what. And then the Torah says, no, I do only with dirt. So you have a klal and a prat. So it should be only dirt, and that's it. Says the Gemara, no. Over here it doesn't work like that. Why? Omar Amari mishum to have a klal atzorach leprat, v'kol klal atzorach leprat, in don noise b'klal leprat. Since the Torah says v'chiso, and I have no idea what you're talking about, it can mean a literal cover. You take a tent and put it over it, or it can mean something that absorbs. Sawdust absorb. It could be one of the two. I have no idea. So I need the Torah to explain to me what it is. So in that situation, when the Torah explains to me be'ofer, it has to be something that absorbs. Now I just lost this whole concept of klal uprat. Typically, when the Torah says cover it with absorbing material, and then the Torah says, you know what kind of absorbing material? Dirt. Now I have a klal and a prat, and I have so the prat limits the klal. But over here, the Torah never explained what it's talking about. It says just cover. It wasn't any type. It wasn't. It could be the absorbing type. It could be the covering type. The Torah never explains. So Mamela, it's all anything that's similar to offer. It's not a limiting thing.
It's not saying that when it just says one item that has to be the explanation.
No, because we have a
item.
klal. Anytime it says klal uprat,
Even one prat.
even one prat. Yeah, prat is one prat usually. Usually a prat is one. That limits the klal.
So this is only when
But
you need it. If you
usually-
need it, you
usually-
need to understand it, then it's not considered.
Usually I'll give you a mashal. I'll say behema. And then a minute later I'll say gdi. So behema can mean a cow, gdi, and keves. So it limits it. But at least it said behema. Over it doesn't say anything. It says v'chiso, cover it. It can mean a million things. And then the Torah gives us one thing. So it's not a limitation. It's to expand. It's an explanation of what v'chiso is. So I lose that klal that says no, that it's not an explanation, that it's a prat. Dorash Rav Nachman bar Rav Chisda. Pay attention to these names. You have Rav Nachman, the son of Rav Chisda. And you have the famous Rav Nachman that Rava was a Talmud of. But that's not him. Dorash Rav Nachman bar Rav Chisda ein mechasim elo bedover zorim bayu matzmiach. You can't do kisui only with something that you could plant in it. Omar Rava, hi burcha. This is burus. Now, it's interesting that there's only 3 times in the no. We were just explaining that it has to be some davar megadlim by.
כלל לא אמר פשוט מגדל, דור שמגדל לא צמחים.
Yeah.
צמחים מחסים בהם. So Rav Shimon said it already in the Mishnah.
Yeah, I hear. The Kitzer, Rava says this burcha. Rava says this 3 times in Shas, and all 3 times it's against Rav Nachman bar Rav Chisda, and in all 3 times Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak tells Rava, my burcha say, it's in Shavuos and in, where else does he say it? He brings it on the side over here. Shavuos and another place. Ksubas, yeah, Ksubas and Shavuos. And in all 3 times, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, the other Rav Nachman, not Rav Nachman bar Rav Chisda, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak comes to his rescue. And it says the same lashon. All Rav Nachman bar Rav Yitzchak, the Rava, my burcha say, why is he a bur? I know Amritan Ali. I was the one that told Rav Nachman bar Rav Chisda. And all 3 times he says the same exact wording. I was the one that told him, and I'm the one, and it's three different things. A guy was walking in the desert, and he needs to shecht an animal, and he doesn't have afer or afar.
It's in the desert.
Yeah. That is the raya. Because desert you can't grow anything. That's exactly what the Gemara is bringing you raya. Thank you. Okay. Ich hab the word. Shoichek, what does he do? He's a wealthy dude. Shoichek din zav b'mechasa. He takes a golden coin. It's worth $10,000. He rubs it out and puts it on. Now it's not worth $10,000 unless the animal is worth $20,000. Because the halacha is very good. The Rishonim, the Go'anim actually talk about it. That the only time you're allowed to do this is if the money is worth, because if the dinner zav is worth more, then it's baltashchus. Okay, let's go back there.
I thought the mitzvah is worth 10 zuvim, no?
10 zuvim. Very good. I hear. It's a good kasha. So maybe this dinner is more than 10 zuvim. I don't know. Yeah. But good point. I like your point.
The midwife is very hungry, so money is worthless.
Yeah. Okay. So then you're saying then there's no value. Then the whole thing of the Goyim goes away. What about these Goyim talk about what if it's worth more and he needs this animal? So they say that you could just use your clothing and let the blood soak into your clothing. Then when you get home, then you do proper kisui. So the Beis Yosef goes crazy on this. It's impossible. Then you don't have this whole. Then everything else falls away, like we'll see here. If he's on a boat, he has no dirt. He burns his clothing and does kisui. So in this way, he says, "Why do you have to burn your clothing? Just put it in your clothing. When you come home, you'll take care of it." Fine.
He bears his talus.
Yeah, he doesn't need it. He'd rather eat than have a talus. Okay, I understand you have ashes. Ashes and offer, the Torah sometimes calls ashes offer, like we're going to see later by chatos. Eladinu zav minolan. How do you know that you can take gold and use gold? Because we said before that metal doesn't work. But gold does work. Okay, zav is considered offer, it's considered earth, and memela, I could use it. What?
Even though on the periodic table it's a metal.
Yeah, but the Torah calls it offer. We call about
It comes from the ground.
what the egel.
But
that's but it's not this with parsha. That's in the Varim.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, the egel is in this week's parsha. Beseder. Okay, I'll upon him. You see this Yisoid. I don't know if anybody saw my picture. I did a beautiful picture in the 8 minute with a guy kicking dirt. You saw that picture?
What?
Gary, did you see my picture? I thought you were being a small for. I used my pen for the first time. No. Oh, maybe it's the second time. You're right. No, because the Gemara was talking about you should not be mevaz mitzvahs and kick the dirt. So I found the guy on Google kicking dirt, mamish, with his foot. I gave him a yarmulke, tzitzis. I left his jeans though, and I made a pile of blood. But then I realized today that it was in the desert, and that blood is not good for kisui.
Fake news. What day was it?
Yeah. Fine. Torah Rabbanon, Ein mechasen ela ba'afor divrei Beis Shammai. Beis Shammai said you can't use anything besides dirt, earth. Beis Hillel lo omer metzinu efer shekori afar. Beis Hillel say no, you can use ashes. Shenemar v'lo k'chu latomei me'afar sreifas hachatos. So since you take the paraduma, you burn it into ashes, and the Torah calls it offer with the ayin. Oh, here, Gary has the picture. It's not bad. That whole blood and everything in there, it's good stuff. What? It's good. You like it? It's kedai to watch 8 minutes. Rabbi says kedai.
It's a good teaser.
What?
Good teaser.
Ubishamai afar streifer ikri. Offer stomach ikra. So Beisham said, you think I didn't think about that pasuk of offer chatos por aduma? Over there it's called offer sreifas chatos. It has a Hashem levai. I'm talking about just regular afer. Tano hoisifu aleim hashachar. They added that you could use black coals, vakhoil, and this is like a makeup. What is it? Lipstick. Vinikras pisulin. And the dust that comes out of the millstone. So Taisus points out here that it's not the pieces of the millstone themselves that break apart, because that would be included in the stones that you could cut shun. That's what we said before. You take a stone, you break it down. So this has to be something else. I don't know. It doesn't really explain what it is, but it's something. V'yashoimrim af hazarnich. I left it at home. I actually printed zarnich. Okay. It's some sort of arsenic. It's like you take like these. They have these stones, these gems that grow in the ground, the yellowish things, and you break it down into like fine dust. I had it. Okay, we'll put it on the 8 minutes. If anybody wants to see it, it's on the 8 minutes. Fine. Omar Rava. B'schar she'omar Avram Avinu, and this we're going to finish. Malav Malka Torah. B'schar she'omar Avram Avinu v'anoichi ofar veifer. Avram Avinu said, I am nothing. I'm not nothing. That's Moshe Rabbeinu, but he said, I am offer, veifer. I'm ashes and earth. Zochu bono l'shtei mitzvahs. 2 mitzvahs that are connected to offer veifer. Efer para veifer soita. So the sprinkle of the paraduma and the afar soita is that the kohen takes from the dirt of the Beis Hamikdash and puts it in to the soita. So isn't the offer of Kisei Adam at least worth 10 dinarim? It's an amazing mitzvah. How come we don't talk about that? Says the Gemara, Hasam Hechshe Mitzvah Iko Hano Leko. If I don't do Kisei Adam, I could still eat the animal. But by a soita, if I don't have the dirt from the Beis Hamikdash, she's not going to be mutter to her husband. He's going to have to divorce her. I'm creating shalom bayis through the dirt. And if I don't have offer, afer, of a paraduma, what would happen? This guy would stay tamei for how long? Forever. For life. So I actually gave him hana through the afer and the offer, whereas the offer of the Kisei Adam is not an immediate hana for me. I can eat the meat even without it. Have a wonderful night.